Nigeria's anti-gay laws have been increasingly criticized by global rights groups, which have categorized the country as overtly homophobic. President Joe Biden has issued a presidential memorandum aimed at expanding protection of the rights of lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer and intersex people worldwide, including potentially through the use of financial sanctions. Nigeria's anti-gay laws have been increasingly criticized by global rights groups, which have categorized the country as overtly homophobic. Despite international pressure, ex-President Goodluck Jonathan signed the Same-Sex Marriage Prohibition Act in January 2014, prescribing between 10 to 14 years in prison for cohabitation between same-sex sexual partners, public show of same-sex relationship, registration, operation or participation in gay clubs, societies and organizations, amongst others. As a predominantly conservative country, it is unlikely that Nigeria would revisit its anti-gay marriage law to strengthen bilateral relations with the United States. However, the Biden presidency threatens swift and meaningful responses, including financial sanctions against countries found guilty of human rights abuses of LGBTQI persons. The memo warned, when foreign governments move to restrict the rights of LGBTQ persons or fail to enforce legal protections in place, thereby contributing to a climate of intolerance, agencies engaged abroad shall consider appropriate responses, including using the full range of diplomatic and assistance tools, and as appropriate financial sanctions, visa restrictions, and other actions. All human beings should be treated with respect and dignity and should be able to live without fear no matter who they are or whom they love, said the memorandum. Building on a 2011 directive issued when Biden was serving as vice president, the United States belongs at the forefront of this struggle, speaking out and standing strong for our most dearly held values. Biden campaigned on a pledge to pass LGBTQ rights legislation known as the Equality Act in the first 100 days of the administration and make LGBTQ rights a top priority. The memo directs U.S. agencies working abroad to work harder to combat the criminalization by foreign governments of LGBTQ status or conduct, and direct the State Department to include anti-LGBTQ violence, discrimination, and laws in its annual human rights. It calls for increased effort to ensure that LGBTQ asylum seekers have equal access to protection, expanded training for U.S. federal personnel, and potential increased use of priority referrals to expedite resettlement of vulnerable people. It also instructs agencies to consider appropriate responses, including the full range of diplomatic tools and potentially financial sanctions and visa restrictions when foreign governments restrict the rights of LGBTQ people. Biden announced the push during a forceful speech at the State Department, vowing to rebuild U.S. credibility worldwide to further repair our moral leadership. Also issuing a presidential memo to agencies to reinvigorate our leadership on the LGBTQI issues and do it internationally, he said. Okay. Well, I don't know why some people are panicking because of this. I don't know why they are panicking, because now some people are saying, oh yes, so we told you people this man is going to do this, going to do that, and I said this, he said, oh, antichrist or whatever. All of this is happening as a true Christian, unless maybe you are just trying to be sentimental, you just love somebody, not because of Christ. If it is because of Christ, believe you me, all of the things that the Bible says as Christians, all of the things that the Bible says will come to pass, definitely they will come to pass. And I've said it, all of these things have been happening before now. If they are talking about this is their own rights, their own values, that is their own culture, good and fine, keep it there. We as a country, we have our own culture, and thank God that a good law was able to sign it into law. So whether there is going to be any form of a sanction or whatever, the best thing. You sit down in your house, whatever. We have more than enough. If not because of this, our so-called leaders who do not have visions. I was just surprised when the Sheikh Gumi was talking about the leaders, both from Igbos and Yorubas, that they want, like Nigeria, they don't want to leave. It is the youth are the problems, because you are not doing the right thing. If you are doing the right thing, your children or the younger ones will not. You know, some people say, oh, they are being insulted, because once you do things that you make you to be insulted, people will insult you. So if you want people to respect you, you must do things accordingly. You respect them. The elderly ones, almost majority of them, they are enjoying, majority of them, they are beneficiaries of the goodness of Nigeria. So because if we, and the things that we are also enjoy in this country are just in the hands of the few. Yes, they are in the hands of the few. If there are some sanctions that need to be taken, that need to take place, so that it will correct these people. Because I was even discussing with somebody that how is it possible that we have leaders in this country, but every now and then it is abroad, all these the so-called developed countries, that is where they always like to go. Any little thing, if their finger hurts them, they take the next available flight. At this age and time, they are in their 60s, 70s, anything abroad, and they have been going right from when they were young up to today. I don't know, why can't they sit down and say, how do we move this country forward? How are we going to continue like this? We take all our resources, we take it down there. If you have a friend and it is you that is always giving, or you are always visiting the friend every now and then, at least if you are sensible, you like, you need to retain your own dignity. Sit down, you two come to my house. Why should it be that it's only me that will be going there? Because that is where they talk once, they say, see finish, go day. So they don't see us finish. All of the things that they buy, they get the best services in this world, our politicians. Yet, they cannot bring such thing home, because maybe they don't want the eyes of the people to be opened, so that they will continue to amass wealth for themselves. For how long? They are in their 70s now. They are still struggling. They want juicy positions here and there. Because of what? It's not because they want to serve, but because of the salaries and the humongous allowances that they've structured for themselves. That is it. And the question is that when Obama was there, he brought this whole thing. But the Senate that time and the government of that time, they said, no. We're not going to agree to that, no matter what. So did the world crumble? The world did not crumble. If it is their culture, good and fine. That is your culture. You cannot impose other people's culture into our culture. This is what we believe. That is what you believe. Good and fine. So since it has happened, the whole thing has been signed into law. The question is that, does it mean people are not doing it? People are still doing it right from the time of Sodom and Gomorrah. It has been happening. All of these have been happening. Even the corruption, did we sign corruption into law? No. But why is it that it's now prevalent now? Even if they say, even all the law that, don't steal, don't do this, in fact, who are the people who steal more? Who are the people who are the offenders that has brought this country to this where it is now? It is the same people. So they did sign it to law, or whether they sign it to law, but the corruption is in this country, it's on another level. So if it will make us to sit down, so be it. Of course, we sign it to law. What has happened? No, nothing has happened. Financial, whatever. Okay, if they say they don't come to your decision, sit down in your country. Our country is far, far better. We have all it takes to make this country better, but because we are so lazy, they will be calling the youth lazy. It is not the youth that are lazy, it is you the elders that are lazy, because you are not doing the appropriate things. You have everything at your disposal, that you make laws, you'll be able to make money, you'll be able to put things in order. It's a lie. They have a different agenda. We are complaining of this one. We were complaining of the one that was there, and this other one came on board that I will do it. Now he came on board and see what is happening. Some of them are still on the waiting list, coming again. They are not going to do anything. But they will need strong things that will change their hand. So to me, all this is I'm not even part of. That is his own cup of tea. It's his own cup of tea. The Bible says that those that know it, their God, they shall be strong and do exploits. Every whether anti-Christ, anti-whatever, it will happen. Nobody's going to hold it. Yeah, they say they want to bring it. It will still happen. It will happen. It is you as a person. Hold your salvation. Know the God you believe. It's a personal thing. God is not going to judge everybody together. Whatever you have done as an individual, and there's not going to be any excuse from anybody. God is not going to take excuse. If you know that this thing is good or this is not bad, do the right thing. That's it. All these stories, we've heard it. He said he was going to do it, and that's his own cup of tea. He's not going to change anything. They've been doing it right from time, and the world did not collapse. It is you as a country, you will know what you want, and you start by what you want, and which day it has been signed into law. You cannot force us to do what. That time and this time, people have known better, so you can't even be telling us this and that. It's because they know that majority of these people, maybe African countries, they don't know. They always want to come to them for any help or whatever. Oh, they love to come to abroad. If you don't care about all those things, they will just be, it's none of their business. What you want is what you want. So people's Christian, everybody is running and hey, this and that. It said what? Nothing. Unless you don't believe in yourself. If you believe in yourself, you know that you are better than even those who you think they are better than you, because you have not even taken time to know the potentials you've got. So guys, let's hear your opinion. Leave your comment below and let's know your thoughts. Thank you.